Boa noite, boa noite. Vamos continuar aqui, né? Já tô atrás do TP, não tem ninguém tretando comigo não, né? Deixa eu habilitar o som do jogo. Bora continuar aqui buscando os TP. Acho que é pra cá pra baixo. Ah, e aqui tem isso aqui, né? Aqui não. É mais fundo aquele TP ali, velho. Deve ser descendo aqui, ó. Como eu vou chegar? É aquilo ali não. Tá dizendo que é ali, deve ser lá embaixo de algum lugar aqui. Não tem nenhum buraco pra me enfiar, né? Acredito que não. Tá, eu vim até aqui, não dá pra pegar esse, só tem aquele ali. Vamos tentar vir pra cá. A gente já continua a missão principal, velho. Só tô arrumando isso aqui, né? Tem que vir pra esse negocinho aqui. Vou por aqui por cima. Aproveitar, né? Apesar de estar quebrado. Vou aqui por cima, tranquilão. Nossa, isso aqui cair não é uma boa não, velho. Aí vamos seguindo aqui. Aí depois a gente continua, velho. Tem um monstro ali. Não. Aqui eu percebi que tem bastante monstro nessa região, velho. Bastante monstro. Pô, vou ter que passar pra lá, velho. Deixa eu ver aqui. Se eu seguir. Não, eu vou seguir esse retão aqui. Eu devia estar por aqui, né? Mas. Vou logo. Agora pra ter continuado a missão lá, né? Até o escritório do Duque. Mas eu vou pegar aquele arconte ali, velho. Só não sei o que é aquela cidade grandona ali, véio. Essa região aqui perto da prisão é toda. Ninguém mora aqui, não tem habitação, ninguém. Pavilhão acadêmico. Tem bastante coisa. Ah, olha lá um negócio, já vi. E vou ter que. Pô, é bonito, é? Ah, não tem ninguém pra quebrar isso. Tem um boss ali, como sempre, né? Eu vou por cima aí. Aqui eu percebi que tem muito monstro. A região que tem mais monstro é aqui, velho. Nossa, tem muito monstro. Tem bastante coisa pra se explorar e ver, né? Eu tô com um amiguinho aqui, mas ele tomou um tapa. Tá morrendo. Deixa eu dar uma fruta a ele aqui. Ele ainda não tá upado, né? Por isso que olhou pra ele e morreu. Pô, tô vindo longe, hein, com esse TP. Um pouquinho longe só. Tá de boa. Tá. É ali. Estamos chegando já. Eu pego aqui. Tem um cão de guarda ali. Tá de boa, família. Não quero treta, não. Parque Memorial. Mary. Ah, o Parque Memorial da amiguinha lá, velho. Da Mary. Ah, da rainha. Que eu gravei. Ah. É, agora sim deu uma upada legal, velho. Pô. Eu sempre deixo pra último, né? Vamos logo explorando continentes. Bora logo. Esse aqui é o bônus só. Vou fazer isso aqui, velho. Quinto já é aqui. Vou aproveitar e pegar pra lá. Já bora fazer isso aqui, a colheita, velho. Já tá terminando já, né? Vou seguir o máximo que der aqui. Esse retão, né? Ai, ai. Ó, tem um TP já aqui perto. Vou fazer logo essa colheita, queria pegar. A região, será que vai crescer mais aqui, velho? Rapaz, a região de... ainda tá num retão, né? Eles fizeram um retão até agora. Não cresceram pro lado não, mas acho que ainda vai ter muito mais coisa, né? Vou descer aqui. Mergulha. Tá, um TP já tá ali perto. Ué, eu passo perto do TP e não consigo pegar de cara. É ali embaixo. Vambora. Peguei. Peguei. Tranquilo, né? Tranquilinho. Epa, quase eu desvio, né? Tranquilinho, tranquilinho. Tá 35, né? Do outro lado lá, acho que vai dar pra fazer também, né? Ah, só mais duas. Acabou. É, 45 segundos. Vai pra próxima logo. Falta 4 dias pra terminar, velho. Onde é essa aqui? Essa aqui é avançada lá, né? Já peguei o TP também. Aqui. Bora. Peguei. Vai descer aqui, velho? Não. Achei que precisava descer ali, mas não precisa não. Tem um ali. É pôr energia, né? Já tem um outro ali, ó. Cadê? Falta ainda, pô. Tá pra lá. Ainda falta. Aqui. Ó. O boneco fica todo assustado. Os dois últimos ali. Nada, amiguinho. É. Antes não precisava deixar apertado, agora tá precisando. Não precisou. Minuto. Resgata. Será que aquele último ali terminou? Ah, aqui é perto. Só pegar o TP. Ali. Pra lá. Esse aqui é só seguindo. Só seguindo. Vai aparecendo. Desce. Ah, tranquilo, velho. Bem tranquilo. Isso aqui eu só posso pegar ponto mesmo. Pô, isso aqui é muito bonito, velho. Debaixo d'água. É, 5 últimas aqui. Mais um completo. Esse aqui foi o menor, em 36 segundos. E eu tenho mais uma que é alguma história, pelo visto. É alguma história. Da última vez eu falei com ele, eu não me lembro. Não me lembro se eu falei. O pessoal acha... Ah, é, a gente tem que voltar e falar com ele que pegamos tudo. Lembrei. Ih, ele vai tomar muito dano. Você voltou, você perdeu algo hilário agora há pouco. Algo hilário, o que aconteceu? Agora há pouco eu levei a água viva recuperada e esperei aqui pela a inspeção, mas antes que ele pudesse aparecer, um de meus compradores apareceu. Ele me disse que desde que soltou os vários lotes de águas vivas, eles se sentiram melhores, os negócios estão indo super bem, tá? Ainda estou tentando pegá-las para você. Como que você ainda está vendendo elas? É uma forma de, essa forma de fazer dinheiro. Por que não? Como eu poderia? Eu não quero mais problemas com os guardas. Eu passei um bom tempo dizendo a ele que soltar essas águas vivas causa um mal, mais mal do que bem. Ele simplesmente não ouvia. Foi sorte, esperando ser uma boa ação, né? E apenas acredito que que sua sorte foi devido ao que ele fez soltando as águas vivas, né? E não acredita na minha má sorte. Já completei sua missão, enfim. Parece que a sorte dele acabou. Você colhe o que planta. Realmente criaturas ou apenas para sua própria sorte? Tá. E aí, a gente já terminou, velho. Graças a vocês, os guys deixaram de lado a minha sentença. Aceito. Pega uma bola de água viva. A gente vai ter isso, é? Ih, vai botar lá no chá, né, velho? Tá. Bem, ela realmente é bem fofinha. Acho que seria mais fofinha nadando. Não vou soltá-la. A gente concluiu, pelo menos. Isso aí vai te botar no chá, pô. É no bule de chá, tenho certeza. Bora lá pro escritório do Duque, né? Continuar. Vambora.
Come out and face me, Risley!
Aren't we at an administrative office space? Why don't you at least try to follow even a couple rules from the fortress's indoor management regulations?
What did you do to my sister?
I ran into the young miss at the infirmary. I'd heard that she was suffering from quite the migraine, so I decided to invite her over for a cup of tea. I do have some teas in my collection that can work wonders against such an illness.
Stop joking around! Where did you take my siblings?
I have also heard that your performances are quite the spectacle. Miss Lynette would sometimes enter a box filled with water, only to emerge the next second from another place altogether. Maybe she'll appear behind you right now if you were to turn your head.
Is he trying to trick me into turning my head? No, he's probably not looking to attack me right now. All of the hostages are in his hands, and he's even in the mood for small talk. That means Lynette is probably still alive. You knew we were investigating the infirmary from the start, so you deliberately aroused the traveler's suspicions and baited us into continuing our investigation, just so that you'd be able to kidnap Lynette. As for Fremine, no, you probably didn't even interfere with Child's escape. You let him go, so you could purge the Fatui members that we had planted into your ranks.
There was no need to do so. The Fortress of Meripede is a pretty pleasant place. Most people enjoy their lives here. The only ones who act differently are those with personal agendas. It was quite easy to identify your colleagues.
You removed our original members and spread the news of Child's escape so Father would assign our team to come down and investigate. Fremine has also fallen into your hands, right? If you're oh so omnipotent and so in control, why would you need hostages?
One correction. Lynette is in my hands right now, but Fremine is not.
He's not? What do you really want?
Oh, wonderful. Everyone is here, so I'll only need to say this once. Thank you so much for cooperating with me.
Onde estão Linette e o Friminette? Friminette?
Eager and to the point, I see. Alas, only Miss Lynette is currently having a cup of the fortress's finest tea. Although, as per your original plan, Mr. Fremine should also have returned to the fortress by now. But he has neither shown up within my gates, nor has he been taken into any kind of custody. So where do you think he may be right now?
Wait, you can't mean... You locked him outside in the sea?
I closed the fortress's gate to the outside world. That's all.
Fremine's a star diver, so he should be fine, right?
No, we're still here, so he'd definitely try to find a way to come back for us. So we can't assume he might have made a break for the surface.
But why would I do this, you may be asking? To have an audience with you, of course. My intel tells me that Mr. Linney is a great magician, so it's only natural for me to want to have some cards of my own when it comes to negotiating. Besides, I do recall you mentioning to Miss Lynette that you've always wanted to have a face-to-face meeting with the Lord of the Fortress of Meripede, regardless of whether it was in a personal or a professional capacity. Well, you got your wish.
So, you've been keeping tabs on us before we even set foot in the fortress.
Some of my folks just happened to hear a thing or two, that's all. In any case, I will be straight with you. I was willing to play dumb and turn a blind eye, so we had a pleasant few days playing games together here. But once you started focusing on the Forbidden Zone, all of that changed. Mr. Linney, the cards are stacked against you right now. Miss Lynette is in my hands, and Mr. Fremine is still slowly being pickled out there in the brine. You know just as well as I that he cannot last out there forever. You need do but one thing to guarantee their safety. I would like you to contact your superior, and ideally invite her over for a cup of tea with me.
You want to see Father? But why should she bother giving you an audience?
Well, if she cares for the well-being of her dearest children, she should have plenty of motivation to join me for a parents' evening. I've heard that the bonds between the members of the House of the Hearth are like the bonds of family. I don't see why she would refuse.
Why did you think Father sent us to handle the Fortress of Meripede? This place is basically a no-man's land. It wouldn't be fitting for anyone as important as a harbinger like Father to come here in person.
Oh, I see. So it's because she doesn't care for my place here. That's such a shame. After all, I've amassed quite the tea collection. I was looking forward to sharing it with her. Both Monsieur Neuvillette and Lady Farina have already received many samples as gifts.
Was this the extent of your master plan to get to Father? No matter how much pressure you may put on me, I won't allow you to use us to blackmail her.
You people really are difficult to get along with. All I'm asking for is a face-to-face conversation. Does she truly have no interest in the fortress's secret? Mr. Linney, you have one last chance to invite your father here. If you refuse...
Linny!
Por que você tem que fazer isso?
Instead of asking why I'm doing this, why don't you try to see things from my perspective for a second? From the very beginning, the Fatui has been actively infiltrating my fortress. I gave you a warning by cutting off the first few operatives I found, but that only caused you to double down. Had you given up on the fortress then and there, I'd have no reason to want to talk. Mr. Fremine left the fortress on his own, and Miss Lynette tried to pry out my secrets right in front of me. No matter how you look at it, the responsibility for this falls on you.
I shouldn't ask Father to do anything because of us.
6, 5,
Wait,
2, 1. Time's up. It really is a shame, Mr. Linney.
Risley!
Negotiations have broken down. Please leave, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for my afternoon tea.
Por favor, espere. Realmente não podemos falar um pouco mais sobre isso?
Yeah, listen to the Traveler. If you can't talk to Linny, can you at least talk to us?
You do realize that I'm only letting you go because of Neuvillette, yes? You're here helping him out, and I've already done my best to stay out of your way. But that doesn't mean you can just do whatever you want. The fortress may be small and remote, but it still has its own set of laws.
Por favor, poupe o Freeminette e a Linette. Eu também quero salvar. Tá.
Then how about this? Those who are capable deserve respect. You've spent quite some time investigating my home turf by now, so why don't you tell me a thing or two about what you found, I'll ask you 3 questions. Answer all of them correctly, and I'll agree to your request.
Nossa, eu vou lembrar de
Question 1.
nada.
Regarding the hidden rules of the production zone, what is the truth behind the one about not
Eu não
being
vou lembrar
allowed
de
to
nada
work for 3
disso,
days in a
velho.
row?
Calma aí. Eu não consigo acreditar que ele esteja perguntando sobre as regras secretas. Se me lembro bem, se você continuar trabalhando sem descansar durante o horário do almoço, no terceiro dia você encontrará uma porção de carne estranha em seu almoço. Gratuito. E é realmente bom que já temos feito uma investigação profunda sobre isso. Vamos ver se eu consigo me lembrar de todas as pistas e devo conseguir encontrar uma resposta e colocar tudo juntinho. Ó, se você quebrar as regras secretas da área de produção, carne estranha aparece nas refeições gratuitas. Quantas regras secretas na área de produção?
I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. But what could
No.
Sijuin... The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. Meanwhile, the Duke believes that only idiots who don't understand the value of coupons will spend them on Fonta.
Calma aí.
We often see Miss Sijuin observing the prisoners at work near the production zone. It seems like she can perceive the general state of a person's health just by looking at them.
Isso aqui
The
vai demorar.
research notes said that the Melazine race perceives the world very differently from humans. As a result, the Melazines have also developed... According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fonta company sponsored it. The company...
Tem uma
We
ordem,
often
né?
see Miss Sijuin observing the prisoners at work near... The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons.
Ó,
We often
eu
see
tenho que
Miss
ver
Si...
a ordem, né?
I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the The research notes said that the Melazine race According to Collins, the Pancration tournament...
Tudo errado.
I've been told that the infirmary is all...
Tá nessa
I've been
ordem.
told that the infirmary is always empty.
Ué, não tá
I've
seguindo a
been told that
ordem.
the infirmary is always empty for the I've been told that the
Como
infirmary...
tira a ordem, cara?
According
Meu Deus,
to
velho.
Collins, the
Eu tô clicando de cima, não
The
consegue ir
research
essa
notes
porra. Ah, botando tudo aleatório
We
que eu
often
cansei,
see
velho. Paciência hoje, velho. Todas as hipóteses estão erradas. Ó. Quantas as regras... Eu esqueci, cara. Qual é a verdade por detrás daquelas sobre o que não permitiu trabalhar por 3 dias seguidos? Quem será que continuou trabalhando continuamente?
I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. But what could... According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fonta company sponsored it. Fonta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed... I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour. I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just...
Tá
I've been told
mudando,
that the
velho.
infirmary...
Pronto, desce por debaixo.
The Fonta promoter has been struck... Fonta's internal report suggests...
Todas as hipóteses estão erradas. E vamos chegando na estaca
We
zero.
often see Miss...
Eu já cansei, velho. Tô com a
I've been told
cabeça,
that the infirmary...
com a
Fonta's
cabeça
internal
quente.
report suggests that there's... I've been told that the infirmary...
Eu tô sem sorte. Acertei o primeiro, tá?
I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. But what could...
The research notes said that the Melazine race perceives the world very differently from humans. As a result, I've been told that the infirmary is... The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. Meanwhile, the research notes said...
Pronto.
Ah, so that's what's going on. Paimon understands it now. Who would have guessed? The hidden rule of the production zone. People are not supposed to work 3 days in a row.
Lá vai a Paimon
and
de
if
novo
they
com,
do, they'll get
com essa
strange
máscara.
meat in their welfare meal. At first we thought this strange meat must have something to do with the people who disappeared. But in reality, they were all prepared by Sijween, the head nurse. She often visits the production zone to observe the workers' health and makes a note of anyone who has worn themselves out after 3 full days of work. Out of her sense of duty as the head nurse, as well as her genuine concern for the workers' health, Sijween visits the cafeteria right before lunch and cooks an extra dish for those who can use the stamina boost. Sijween has only the best intentions with her surprise gift and doesn't want anyone to find out about what she does. However, unfortunately, Melazines as a race perceive the world differently from humans, and their sense of aesthetics is even more alien to us. The recipients of her lovingly prepared special meals cannot taste the care within and usually just freak out. Are we on the right track?
Not bad. You've uncovered Sijween's secret and even guessed her intentions correctly as well. It's nice to know that her efforts have not gone unacknowledged. All right, now for my next question. There are also some hidden rules in the Pancration Ring, including the one that you're not allowed to support both sides of a fight. Why is that?
As regras do ringue no Pancácio. Eu me lembro algum tentar apoiar 2 lutadores ao mesmo tempo. No dia seguinte já receber um pacote que eu tenho estranho. Tá, isso aqui a gente sabe. Também fiz bastante pesquisa sobre o assunto, deixe-me revisar. Se você quebrar a regra do ringue, receberá um pacote com líquido estranho. Tá.
I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. But what could Sijween be doing
Quem
during
viu o
that time?
pacote contendo o estranho fluido de sangue, né?
Fonta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged product. But the product has to undergo a trial because even Fonta's own employees have a lot of reservations about it. We often see Miss Sijween observing the prisoners at work. The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. Meanwhile, the Duke believes that only idiots who don't understand the
Eu já vi isso aqui
research notes
tudo,
said
né?
that the Melazine race perceives the world. According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fonta company sponsored it. The company must want a return on their investment as well.
Aí agora fica mais fácil.
Fonta's internal report
Vou ter que
suggests
acertar a ordem desses
the Fonta
aqui, ó.
promoter has been.
Acertei a ordem. Só precisava acertar a ordem.
Ah, Paimon gets this rule too now, so there really was nothing to be afraid of. That hidden rule of the Pancration Ring is about how, people are not supposed to bet on both boxers at the same time. And if they do, they'll receive a package containing a strange, blood-colored liquid. People get scared when they see it because they've subconsciously begun to associate it with the missing boxer. But really, it's just a bottle of the latest yet-to-be-named and packaged new Fonta trial product. A blood-red drink. It's no wonder even Fonta's own staff were questioning the company's decision-making. The company, facing backlash from its own staff, decided to try to trial the product on a smaller scale to see how it might be received by customers. They came to the fortress of Meropide and offered to sponsor the Pancration tournament so they could push their new product. But the Duke completely refused to even entertain the idea. The Duke, knowing how valuable coupons are in the fortress, knew that only total idiots who didn't understand their true value would bother buying a Fanta product here. And so, only those who proved their stupidity by being dumb enough to bet on two opposing sides of the same match were selected to receive the drinks.
I acknowledge the effort you've put into bringing the truth of this mystery to light. Although, based on your description, that Fanta promoter is a bit too careless with his words, I may just reconsider my collaboration with the company. All right, and here's the final question. What's the secret behind our head nurse and all of her patients in the infirmary?
Qual é o segredo da enfermeira-chefe, tá? Não coletamos informações suficientes para responder essa pergunta.
Stop your cruel and pointless games, Risley! You know that we haven't finished our investigation, so there's no way we can answer the last question. The thought of sparing Lynette and Fremine never even crossed your mind.
Ficou doidão, velho.
You'll pay for this!
Ele acha que ele pode vencer do carinha? Ué, caixa.
Lenny, are you alright?
Oh, close one. I owe you, Jueyun. That was a fantastic shot.
Era pra aparecer alguma
Your
coisa?
Grace. Jueyun?
Ó,
Though
ela.
this gun may look like a toy, it's actually fully functional, as I just demonstrated.
Wayne.
Você é cúmplice dele nisso tudo? Eu acho que é,
Not
pai,
at
mano.
all. I am merely a resident of the fortress, and thus protecting it is my duty. When Monsieur Nervillette asked me to come here, he told me that my job would be to take care of the well-being of everyone here. I am merely discharging my duties. But if you mean what you just said, then isn't Linny someone you should be looking after as well? Isn't he a resident here just like the rest of us?
Se você é próxima do Nervillette, por que não aprende uma coisa ou outra sobre virtude com ele?
But I really am just doing what Monsieur Nervillette told me to do. Everything I did, I've done to protect them. Had I not, they would be in far more dire straits right now. His Grace knows it too, right? Your Grace? Mind proving my innocence to them?
My dear Jueyun, whatever shall I do with you? Would it have killed you to just wait another minute or two?
Well, it's nearly time after all. The way you do things can be truly frustrating sometimes, Your Grace. I figured I should try to talk some sense into you. What are you talking about? What time?
Take me if you want. Let them go.
How touching. Can you just give me one more minute?
Don't be like that, Your Grace.
All right, everyone, calm down. 2 more visitors will be arriving any time now. I'll go get a cup of tea. Miss Jueyun, I leave Miss Lynette in your care.
What are you doing?
I believe I hear footsteps.
De repente a porta abre com tudo, uma figura familiar aparece na sala.
Some
Olha
space,
ela.
please.
Ah, Miss Clarand. My door.
Fremine. Fremine.
What's going on? What is Clarand doing here?
Work.
I'm sorry about shooting you, Mr. Linney. The tranquilizing effect will begin to wear off soon. Please take it easy in the meantime, though.
What happened to Fremine? Wasn't he diving just outside of the fortress? Why is he looking like this?
Esses sintomas não pode ser.
A flushed face, an accelerated pulse. He must have consumed primordial seawater.
What did you say?
Please, make some space. I'll need to give Mr. Fremine a more thorough checkup. Your Grace, I'll leave the rest to you.
I'll talk to Clarand while you get Fremine to where he needs to be. Everything else can wait.
Verdade escondida nas sombras.
What's that look on your face? I thought I made good time on the way back.
Oh, I'm just admiring your punctuality. Had you arrived just a few minutes later, Jueyun may have been forced to shoot Mr. Lenny again. How's the situation out there?
The water has changed. It's pretty much as expected. The concentration of primordial seawater has increased significantly. I was only out there a short time, so it wasn't too bad. But if one were to stay for any significant amount of time, well, you can see how that boy's doing.
Where was he when you found him?
The abandoned zone at the end of the pipes. A good distance into the water.
Closer than I thought. He must have recognized it early on and tried desperately to swim back.
Locking the door was necessary. I don't think we could have saved two.
Well, I did try to convince him that I had my reasons. Never seems to work, though.
It would probably work on Neuvillette. He has a knack for picking out who had good intentions, even when the outcomes were all terrible.
It's a bad sign if you're having to plead your case to Neuvillette. Want some tea?
Not particularly. If you want to drink some that badly, just say so.
Fine, I'd like to get some tea. Want me to get you a cup too, since I've already made it?
Might as well then, I suppose. Actually, do you have a towel? I would like to dry my hair.
Tente entender a situação próxima. Vamos ver aqui. A expressão do Lenny parece de nojo. Parece que ele preferia que não tocasse. Tá com raiva da enfermeira. Ela não parece muito séria, é um bom sinal.
How is he?
These symptoms are probably caused by an acute ingestion of a large amount of primordial seawater. Still, his condition is not critical. Of course, it would be best if he stayed for further observation. Let's leave him here for now, and move him to the infirmary once he's recovered a bit more. Sorry. I am aware that the infirmary may not be your favorite place in the world at the moment. We do only have a single clinic in the fortress, however.
Why would he ingest a large amount of primordial seawater after leaving the fortress? How could that possibly happen?
Please, look after Mr. Fremine for the moment. I'll go fetch some medicine and a respirator. Oh, I'll bring Miss Lynette back with me.
Where is she? How is she right now?
Oh, she just took a nap in an empty room after I tranquilized her. If my calculations are correct, she should also be waking up right around now. You might not believe me, but His Grace and I actually made some snacks and tea for her.
Lenny finalmente começou a relaxar os músculos do seu rosto.
Linny, are you okay?
I'll be fine. They're all here now. Don't worry about me.
Are you sure? You don't look all right.
My hands and feet are still a bit weak, but that's probably just the residual effects of the tranquilizer shot.
I'm back, everyone.
Lenny! Oh, Traveler, Paimon, you're here too. Fremine?
Ué, achou ela?
He'll be fine. But for now, please help me lift him up.
Lenny e Lynette imediatamente ajudam a levantar o amiguinho. E ele assim desmaiou novamente.
His breathing's beginning to slow down.
Give me a hand and help me get him to the infirmary.
Yeah, I'll take him from this side. Lynette, together?
On it.
Traveler, you seem pretty worried about him. Want to come with us?
Ó, falei tudo bem, velho.
The Duke and Clarande are gone. They probably went to get some tea. The Duke will explain the truth in just a bit. Miss Cloran will need a break, since she only just returned from rescuing Fremine out of the sea.
Clorinde salvou o Finete no mar. O que foi que acabou de acontecer? Cara. Isso aqui, velho. Vamos terminar no próximo, hein? Tô 100% não, velho. Tô mesmo. Peço desculpa, hoje foi mais curto, né? Nos próximos eu aumento mais, velho. E hoje dá um mal-estar. Mas é isso, véio. Obrigado mesmo que acompanhou, valeu mesmo de coração. Nos vemos amanhã se tudo der certo. Fiquem bem. Se gostou, deixa um like, se inscreve aí pra ajudar, valeu mesmo de coração. Fiquem bem, até logo e fui.